Yo, what's up? How are you guys all doing today? Doing pretty good? Well, why? I'm kidding. I'm glad you guys are good. And I'm talking in third person right now like an idiot. And not really sure where I'm going right now. But I guess I'll figure that out as I drive. So, my birthday was a couple of days ago. Turned the ripe old age of 22. And yeah. And yesterday, the House of Representatives, Nancy Pelosi's team, Nancy Pelosi's team introduced the articles of impeachment for President Donald J. Trump. And yeah. So that happened. And she pretty much threatened Mike Pence and the cabinet to go through with the 25th Amendment. Otherwise, they will go through with the impeachment process. Yeah. Let me tell you something. You may pass it in the House, and it may be very slim passing. But to have the Senate convict him, I think wouldn't even happen anyways, even with Democrats now holding majority. Because it is a very slim majority. So, that is happening. Yeah. And then some guy died who was a huge GOP donator. He died at the age of 89, I believe, and I don't remember his name. And the Hallmark pack also is telling two GOP members, two Republican senators, to give back their donations. Like, what the hell? You made the donation. One is Josh Hawley from Missouri, and I forget who the other one is. But I was reading that yesterday. Oh, God. So that's going on. I find that pretty dumb. You made the donation. Oh, let me just make a donation to, I don't know, the American Red Cross, and I don't like what they're doing. Let me just go and tell them I want my donation back. That's not how it works, Hallmark. Not how it works at all. Excuse me. You give money to people. I give money to my mom. Oh, don't like what she did with the money. Give me back the money. That's not how it works. And you can't take them to court for it because you gave them the money willingly. Let me just say, the only time I think you could actually get money back is if you sign a contract and they don't use the money designated in that contract. That's the only time because then that would be a breach of contract, and you could sue them for the breach of contract. But, and I'm not saying Hallmark couldn't take them to court. But I'm just absolutely dumbfounded by what Hallmark is doing. Requesting money back from 2 Republican senators over the Capitol riots. Josh Hawley didn't incite those riots. Donald Trump didn't incite those riots. Even though Donald Trump actually came back out yesterday and made a statement saying that he is partially to blame for the riots. And I think that's a fair statement. But to say that he fully incited those riots is just wrong. He didn't tell the protesters to break the law. Hey, your blinker is on, you idiot. But it's just absolutely blows my mind to think that Josh Hawley helped incite those riots. He did, oh God, that's bright. He was challenging the election results on certification day, like many other Republican senators did, and now I can't see. Okay, now I can see. But he had nothing to do with those riots. He protested the results, saying that Joe Biden didn't win legally. And that's a fair thing to say. And the courts pretty much just shut down every single legal challenge from the Trump administration team, from the lower courts to the high courts. And that isn't right. The court should have at least took some kind of look into them. Even the Supreme Court, which is mostly conservatives at this point. Not going to put a political party to them, because as judges, you're supposed to not be political. But they are mostly conservative judges. Or justices, technical term for it. But to think that Josh Hawley had anything to do with it is just wrong. As there's newspapers in Missouri requesting his resignation from it, and that is wrong. Just because you're challenging an election, challenging other sorts of legal action, telling your supporters to protest does not make you an incite violence and riots. There's protests that happen all the damn time, and then when something bad breaks out, you don't incite that person with the violence. Well, I could tell you who was inciting the violence. Damn Democrats supporting the Black Lives Matter movement. They were burning down my home state of Minnesota in Minneapolis after George Floyd's death. They took things from the stores. They were looting, they were burning, they were doing all sorts of things to make them look. What I was about to say wasn't going to make any sense. But they did all that. And the Democrats, Oh, for 7 months they did that in various cities across the country, from Portland to Minneapolis to other cities across this country, for 7 damn months. And Democrats cheered them on as they protested the death of George Floyd and the death of other African Americans. And I can get behind the saying of Black Lives Matter, because African American lives do matter, Asian lives matter, white lives matter, Mexican lives matter. They all matter. I don't have a problem with the saying. I have a problem with the damn organization. The organization itself is not a very good organization. And that is the truth. But the thing is, people don't look at the organization as a whole. They look at the saying, and then the second we challenge the organization in the way they're handling things, we're deemed racist. Yeah. How about no? I don't have problems with anybody. You're nice to me, I'm nice to you. You're a jackass to me, I'm a jackass to you. And that's just the way I work. And how about all those African Americans that are racist towards whites and Caucasians? There's nothing there. Oh, and you call out their hypocrisy. Hypocrisy. And all of a sudden you're the bad guy. I cannot handle the way that these organizations are being ran and the way that these people are saying. Because they don't really know what they're doing. They don't. And they don't. But I am fed up with it, and I'm tired of the way this country is being brought to the ground by these leftists who deem everything as racist when it's not. Josh Hawley had nothing to do with these riots in D.C. Donald Trump had really nothing to do with these riots in D.C. I just like to say, I said this in my Chaos in D.C. video, which has been struggling to upload, and I'm going to retry on my computer later. I did it on my phone, and apparently uploading in 4K on your phone is a pain in the ass. I didn't even really think about it, and didn't really know my phone recorded in 4K on the front-facing camera. I knew it did on the back camera. I didn't know it did on the front-facing camera. And I actually changed the setting on the first video I uploaded in fake 4K, which this video is not in 4K due to the pain in the ass 4K uploads to the phone, which I may start recording it in 4K and uploading it from my computer, but I'm going to actually test that with my Chaos in DC video to see if uploading from my computer works any better. But as pointed out in my Chaos in DC video, Trump was telling his supporters through Twitter that they need to stop and go home. And I don't really, which, yes, those words were perfectly fine and really needed to be done. But I don't think he handled it properly. I believe he would have looked better and possibly be handled better by the Democrats and stuff for the inciting violence had he handled the situation better. And I think he should have went on TV and made a press conference telling them that that's not okay. Or even coming out to the Capitol in person and tried to get them to stop, telling them that it wasn't okay. One of those two options, I think, would have been better, and both would have, and if he did both, would have handled it better. I think he would have had a hard time getting out there to do it, because I think the Secret Service probably wouldn't allow him. But at least make some sort of effort. You really think those people were on Twitter at that time as they were breaking into the Capitol building? No. So coming out in person or making a press conference over TV would have been better. And a vast majority of them were actually peacefully protesting. It was only a handful of them that started rioting in the Capitol building. That makes everything look bad. But yeah, it is what it is. And the other countries are looking at us like idiots right now. And I just don't get it. Oh, what do we do in this country? This is absolutely insane. We got a lot of work to do in this country. A lot of work. And that's really all I gotta say. Oh, I got a text message. Alright, well, talk to you guys later. Love you.